Hi there. It's been quite a while since I've done one of these, and I actually have motivation right now, so we're gonna do one. Not that I need to be transparent with anybody, but just know that I'm doing the best I can, just like everybody else, and I will post when I have the energy. I haven't really had a lot of that lately. I've been working on my mental health, to be honest with you, and trying to get the right help has been a little challenging. With that in mind, I wanted to, in this reading, kind of focus on what it is, any advice that our guides, our ancestors, God has for us right now, wherever we're at for healing. So stick around if you want to hear that. That's always a good sign to start. Thank you for being here. And this is a newer deck, and it's super cute, and I love it. And I never thought, I don't know why, but I never thought I was going to buy a deck again. And I've been eyeing this one for a long time, and I saw it on Amazon, and I was like, what? Get out of here. Get out of here. So, I had chills when I saw the Six of Swords while I was shuffling, and that talks about like moving away from things. So I feel like you're kind of on a, even if it doesn't feel like right now, I feel like you're on a uphill climb. Like maybe you were down for a while like me, maybe you're struggling a little bit like me. You're coming to a space where there's hope, balance, strength, leadership. It's all really good energy. It's like what's kind of coming up right now is perspective. Four of Pentacles. That's like a lack mentality. It's really hard to, I wanted to say like change your mind, but appearance came up. So like, it could be something with how you see yourself or how you think other people perceive you, which has been coming up for me as well. Oh, by the way, I'm sorry about if you can hear my heater. I've got earbuds in to try to get rid of the sound, but like it's cool, so I need my heater. Queen of Pentacles reverse. So you might be like kind of in a space where you're taking off the mask, like being your authentic self, and it might be a bit of a challenge. Yeah, it might be a little hard for you to kind of let go of who you used to be, which is understandable. That Four of Pentacles came out. Like I saw it shuffling, and and see, God showed us those cards while I was shuffling because, like Three of Pentacles reversed. Yeah, you need to ask for help right now. From, whoa, I almost knocked that over. From your guides, God, ancestors. But, what was I going to say? I want to move this over a little bit. It's hard to, shoot. What was I going to say? Oh, so, while I was shuffling, it was important to see, I'll get it, I promise, see those positive cards because, it's all a matter of perception is what God is saying. And, sure, like, there's a recognition that things have been hard for you. Like, they know what you've been through, but how long are you going to share that story? How long are you going to be the victim? How long are you going to stay stuck where you're at? You know what I mean? What I find interesting is that you've got all pentacles, a lot of pentacles and swords. So pentacles are like material, like abundance, but I feel like in this case it's like bringing this new energy to life. That's the material piece of it. And then swords represent the mind. So if you change your mind, if you change your thoughts, you can get, the Queen of Pentacles upright. She's very abundant. The Knight of Pentacles is slow and steady, like get those in the, like I said, I saw the Star, that's hopeful. The Emperor is like strong leadership qualities, taking charge of your life. It doesn't have to be like you being a leader. I got chills. So that's the big message, like taking charge of your life. And then Justice, just balancing. You might struggle with, which a lot of people do, balance. I mean, for me, it's hard. I literally was just talking to myself, because when like something happens and it feels icky, or it's, something hard, or, I get sidetracked for like my mental health or whatever the case is. It's like I feel so defeated and I have a hard time moving forward. Like then I get stuck and I can't, I feel like I don't have agency and I can't take back the reins of my life, right? So, your big message with this reading is that like you're not the same person, and yeah, it's really hard to maintain the balance of the, because it's not all going to be good. There's going to be bad times. Like it's just the facts of life. And you might get knocked off your uphill climb and have to go down a little bit, but you're on the other end of things is what you're being kind of guided to understand. It's like, sure, you're going to maybe fall down the hill just a little bit, or not even fall. Maybe you're going to track backwards. But it's going to be uphill from here. I almost knocked that over again, is what you're being kind of guided to understand. Like maybe that's what you were kind of waiting for, so you can move forward, is just knowing that things are better for you and they're just going to keep getting better. Threes might be significant. I just noticed there's 2 3s. That does feel kind of important. Like things come in threes, that feels like the message for that. So even like, bad, like if bad things come in threes, like good things can come in threes too. Maybe you need to start focusing on when something good happens, so you can get another thing that happens and another thing, instead of like staying in the negative and then inviting more of the heartbreak kind of thing to it, right? Yeah, I do feel like I want to come over here. That was a lot though, coming through, just pulling those cards out, which is good. And the shuffling. Wisdom, yeah. You're not going to make the same mistakes, is what you're being told with that wisdom. Like, you've gained so much wisdom. I've got chills. You've gained so much wisdom that, you can't go back, right? You're done. Like, you're done with this. Like, it's not the hard times, like the really, truly hard times. You're not going to ever go back to that. You just won't. I promise. And they promise passion with the 3 of Pentacles. Balance again. I'm like, I have to split the deck. Balance. So, this is interesting coming up with the Queen of Pentacles reverse, because like I said, she's very abundant, nurturing, right? So I said you're not going to make the same mistake, but you might come into times where you feel like energetically, yeah, I've got chills again, falling backwards, right? Where you're not nurturing yourself, like you're kind of taking care of other people before yourself, or you just forget the practices that you've already put in place. And that's okay. That's okay. You've got the wisdom now, and understand that you're going to come back to it and get yourself upright, like you have the tools and the knowledge. It's just a matter of using it to your benefit when you need to. Like, I feel like you haven't really grasped that yet, which I can relate to too. It's like, you know what you need to do, but you forget because you kind of just get wrapped up in what's going wrong. And then you forget that what you can do to turn it around. Ooh, yeah, chills on that one. Yes. Peace. Yeah. I feel like there's something that you are needing to do to kind of bring more peace when these kind of things happen for you, when you are struggling. Whatever that looks like for you, it's going to be different for everybody. I'm trying to think of something that I've been doing. You know what I've been doing, actually? Yeah. My boyfriend's been teasing me about this. But I've been watching National Geographic, and I've always wanted to. But it's been mostly at night that I do that, like before I go to bed, and I've been trying unsuccessfly to stay off my phone before I go to bed, but I literally get into it. Like, I'm watching, and right now I'm watching something about, what is it about? They're national parks, and it's really interesting because they show animals, and you just see the beauty of nature, and it's just a very calming, being present kind of thing. At night when I'm really struggling, I listen to meditative stuff. What really calms me, it's weird lately, is what do you call it? Fireplace, like fire place sounds, or like campfire sounds. So, just whatever feels good to you. But it's important to remember what brings you peace when you get wrapped up in things that are hard, because life is hard. Knight of Pentacles reversed with Facade. So the Knight of Pentacles typically brings kind of like a slow and steady kind of energy, but it's reversed. So it feels like you're trying to rush through the healing parts that are really hard, which is in turn making you show up or inauthentically. Sorry, I was like inauthentically. And you're like pretending you're fine and you're not, right? Like, that's the old version of you that would, and I've recognized with this lately with me too, that was the old version of you that's like, everything's fine, I'm fine. And it's like, no, you're not fine. And that's okay. Like, literally, maybe start saying it to yourself out loud so you can get used to saying it, and then maybe you'll share it more with like the people that you love. Like, I'm not okay right now. Like, I'm just not. I noticed the other day that I knew this was going to happen. I came home in a really bad mood because something happened. And I knew I was going to take it out on my boyfriend. So I ended up inserting my foot in my mouth and apologizing to him. But, even while I'm going through what was bothering me, and I did share one of the things that really upset me, but like, maybe I could have just said, I'm really struggling because of this. I'm really having a hard time because of this. And, if you admit that to yourself, you give yourself space to be upset and to feel what you need to feel instead of taking it on your partner. You know what I mean? So that's your message here. It's like, no more of this, because the more you do this, I've got chills. My friend Catherine and I were talking about this the other day. She helped me realize something very important. But the more you do this, the angrier you're going to get at the people you care about when you're it's not about them, it's about you and what you're not honoring within yourself. And feelings are icky. Nobody wants to sit with them, especially like the tough ones. Of course, we like sitting in the love and the happiness and excitement and joy, like all of those feelings, chills. We love that. But sometimes we're fucking angry and pissed off and hurt and sad, like you have to feel it all. You can't, just accept the parts of you that feel good. You have to accept the parts of you that feel bad. And there's nothing wrong with having the bad feelings. If you grew up thinking that it wasn't okay for you to feel bad things or to be upset or sad or angry, like maybe you felt like you always had to be happy, like you might struggle with that now, like being in a bad mood or being upset. Like you need to honor all parts of yourself so you can have an easier go at it, okay, is really what's coming through this. So yeah, this literally was what I was saying. It's not, when you see the Three of Swords in tarot, it, kind of brings this ick feeling because that's all about heartbreak, right? And I said something about chills. I said something about how the heartbreak is in like letting go of this old version of you, which has been an ongoing, like it feels like it's weird because I'm picturing like pull apart bread instead of an onion, but same idea where it's like there's been layers of this old version of you like getting kind of pulled apart and you seeing the depths of yourself, right? And so you can step into this new version of you. Like maybe you've kind of had this like feeling of the uphill climb, like I mean that maybe that's a bad example because you think uphill climb like that's hard, but you're going up to the finish line up on the top of the hill or whatever is kind of what I mean. So maybe you thought you were finished with this, letting go of this version of you, but there's a lot of depth and layers to that old version of you. But I feel like the message here is like, you're done. You've arrived. Like, you need to accept that isn't who you are anymore. That's the hard thing. And that's part of the facade. Like, you are still presenting yourself as this old version of you that doesn't exist anymore. Okay? So, acceptance of like, this is who I was. Maybe have a crying party about it. I don't know. Or not party with anybody else, but maybe like shedding a few tears. Like, yeah, like I'm sad that this is over because, like it's a part of who I was for a very long time and it's hard to let go, right? But I'm ready to be happy. I'm ready to step into this new energy and not have this looming over me, this heartbreak, sadness, anger, all of it, right? So part of the issue, and I relate to this as well, part of the issue with this kind of like hanging on to things is like the perfectionism piece is kind of stopping you from moving forward too. So I'll give you an example. Like for me, I was talking to my boyfriend, so I right now I'm trying to, basically what it comes down to, I should just have said it in the beginning because I was going to tell you anyway, is that I believe I have ADHD and I'm trying to get the help I need with it because it literally stops me from, like, paralyzes me, frozen in time, like frozen is how I say it, from completing tasks and getting started on tasks, and a lot of it has to do with this, okay? So we're redoing our bathroom, really just like painting it, and we got a few new, like a new shower curtain and a couple decorations, just to kind of, because the color's changing and spruce it up, right? So, my boyfriend wanted me to paint it, and, I was kind of dreading it because I don't really I haven't done a lot of painting. When we painted in this office, like, he did most of the work because he got tired of waiting for me, but he's like, no, you're doing this. And I was like, all right. So I had moved the stuff out of the bathroom just to kind of get it ready. And then he's like, okay, I'm going to mix the paint and, you're going to get started on it or whatever. And I was like, whoa, I didn't say I was going to start. I was just trying to get it ready. And, like, that made me anxious to, get started on it because I didn't feel like I was ready. But I'll never be ready. Like, I need somebody like him that's going to say, hey, we got to get this done. So anyway, the first day I was doing it, painting, because it's a textured wall. The walls are textured, so we had to do that part of it. I started painting and I was like, oh my God, because I thought that I had to sand the texture paint, which wouldn't really make sense because it's texture paint and you wouldn't do that, right? So dread just filled me because I'm like, oh my God, I screwed up, and I was worried about him being mad. That's kind of like a trauma response right there. But also, like, I don't want to make mistakes. And I'm human. I'm going to make mistakes, right? So I texted him because I'm like, I need to tell him. And I'm going to stop right now because I don't want to, go any further with, and see, that paralyzed me from, even though there were other areas I could paint, because when we reapplied the texture paint, it wasn't everywhere, right? So I did get myself to finish painting what I had in the tray, and then I said, okay, I'm going to stop. But anyway, he called me and he said, what happened? And I said, well, I screwed up and this is why. And he's like, I'll look at it when I get home. And I said, okay. And he said, Colette, it's no big deal. We can fix it. And I can't tell you the relief of hearing those kind of words. And he'll, that's why he says stuff like that to me, because that's my fear, is making the mistake. And then, I get like frozen and I feel like there's no solution, or I'm not looking for the solution because I'm so worried about, screwing up and not being able to fix it, right? So, but the other thing with the ADHD component is literally I start things, and so I told myself I'm doing one wall at a time, right? We're just going to do one wall at a time. It's a small bathroom, it'll get done quick. So I got like the ceiling done next and a couple other things, but I haven't touched it since. And I'm like, okay, I really need to try to motivate myself to get this done. So today I painted some more, and I'm just really trying to get it done because I don't tend to finish things that I start. I just don't. Because I get like frozen. I don't know what to, it's not really, I don't know what to do next, but it's like, I feel like I put pressure on myself to do it perfectly or to get it done. So then I freeze. So freeze is what I was saying, I guess. But whatever, either way. So it's like the same kind of idea here, right? If you hold on to the idea of like, I gotta get it right. This is coming to, we're talking about your healing journey, right? But it could be stuff like I'm talking about. Maybe you're having the same trouble I am, okay? So, but if you're frozen, right? If you're like, I don't know what to do next. I feel like I'm never going to get it right. Sometimes I say that to myself with anything, but with my healing journey, like I say that sometimes. I feel like I'm never going to get it right. It's like you're not if you just stay where you're at, right? And you can't, with healing, with anything, but with healing especially, you're never going to be done. That's never going to be a finished product. You're always going to be a work in progress. So look at it that way and do your best. That's all we can do. And my boyfriend just said that to me. And I'm sorry, I keep looking at this yellow, not the card, and I feel like that's really significant. So that's solar plexus chakra, which is emotional balance and detox. Yeah, that's perfect. That's exactly what we're talking about. So right now it's very important. The balance piece is important, but to release, and that's something I'm working on too, release the things that you're still carrying, whether it's things from the past, that the hurts from the past you're still carrying, maybe some resentment you're carrying, maybe forgiveness is important to yourself for doing XYZ, you know, and even if it, like, especially if it wasn't serving you, and the people that hurt you because of who you used to be, like those kind of things are coming up for sure, to detox from. Okay, maybe even writing it down. Ten of Swords. So the tens are about completion too, right? But you might have this feeling of like being kept in place, or like people that have hurt you stabbed you in the back, and you know, like, I don't know how to move on. I'm confused about what I need to let go, or I feel like I need one more card with this. There's something I'm confused about, and that might just be the general idea. Like, I'm confused about this message. That might just be the general message, is like confusion. Maybe you're feeling kind of confused right now. Maybe you're like, for me, my mind, my like brain fog, forgetfulness, that's been a big thing for me right now. So, you know, you might be confused as to what you need to let go of, or what is bothering you, even like how you were stabbed in the back, or how, like, what swords you're still carrying of other people. Oh my God, the 10 of Wands. So another 10, but it's reversed. But you got the 6 of Wands, which is victory. So I feel like you're being called to not dwell on what has happened, and move on to what you want to create, right? That feels like the message. Like, you don't, like, it's like overthinking things, like, and I relate to that to the nth degree, right? Resentment, the 10 of Wands, reverse resentment. I pulled out the book because I'm like, what does that mean again? Sometimes I don't know what these cards mean. And if I don't get, like, if my intuition's not picking up on the meaning of the message, the overall message, then I'm like, I don't know what that means, and I gotta look it up. Martyr, resentment, heaviness. Practice giving without expectations of getting something in return. Oh, cleanse yourself of the responsibilities that are weighing you down, and detox from people. People, activities, and items that no longer serve you. Motivated to continue forward with hope for the future. Embrace responsibility as freedom for living life on your terms. But taking on responsibilities and inadvertently expecting an exchange for every action you take on will constantly leave you disappointed when people do not meet your expectations. But it's not, so this builds unnecessary pressure as you try to maintain your image while also holding on to resentment. Yeah. So this is something you're healing, where it's like, you're trying to balance the scales on, you know, what you're doing. Maybe you're somebody who always took care of everything, but now you're like, okay, I want help. You know, I need help. I can't do this alone, right? The Three of Pentacles, you're asking to work together with people, or you're needing to now if you're not doing that already. And you know, you're recognizing that you put unnecessary pressure on other people because you just took on too much. Like, that's something you need to forgive yourself for. And other people, you know, like, you might have been taken advantage of or felt like you were taken advantage of just because you made the decision to do it all. Okay. So, you know, that's the confusion where you feel like, okay, well, these people did this, these people did that, but it's like, okay, what's your role here? That's part of healing, is going, what's my role? I literally, when I was talking to my friend the other day, my friend Catherine, I literally realized the other day, like, it's me, I'm the problem, it's me. You know, I'm looking at other people, but, you know, it's how I'm showing up in the world. And that's the message for you here. It's like, how are you showing up that is inviting this kind of energy? And or this feels more like an or. Well, it depends on where you are in your healing journey. Maybe you're still surrounded by people who take advantage of you. But I feel like for a lot of you, you're surrounded by people who are not doing that and who actually want to, and the lights just flickered. So yeah, like, people that want to support you, that want to see you grow, that want to help you, but maybe you never gave them the opportunity. So, you know, the person, not that you should be mad at yourself, I was going to say, the person you should be mad at, you shouldn't be mad at anybody, right? This is just a learning thing. You're on a learning curve. So recognizing, like, hey, I'm doing too much and I need help, and slowly getting the help you need, asking for help when you need it, is really what you need to do. And then also saying no, like, hey, I'm tied down, I can't handle anymore, I'm drained, I feel like all these knives are on my back. I mean, you're not gonna say that, but like, this is really heavy, I'm drained and I can't do anymore. Okay. And it's really important. Oh, look at that, you're changing. Yeah, and that's about changing your perception. Okay. And one of the ideas is that acceptance of, like, hey, I can't change other people and what they think of me or how they show up, but I can change me, right? And if I change me, maybe that's going to invite more change for other people, and stop being impatient with your healing journey and other people that aren't as healed as you, okay? But passion, like, what are you passionate about? And that's something that can help you along your healing journey feel more peace. Nine of Pentacles, that's success. Yeah, and it's going to bring you more success, which is going to feel good. So, yeah, that was a really good reading and super helpful, I feel like. I was looking at this too, like, she's looking over here, you know, speaking over here at the completion piece. Like, you want to be done with this perfection piece. You want to be seen as you are, and you want to embrace who you are. You just need to work on that, okay? And if you need help with understanding more of this, or you want to go in deeper, more in depth for you specifically about your healing journey, reach out to me. I'm taking booked readings online. They're $10 off right now. There's no coupon necessary. The prices are reflected on my website, so I'll put that in the comments. But thank you so much for sticking around if you stuck around for this whole reading. Any likes, shares, comments, follows, subscribers to my channel are super appreciated, but you being here is really appreciated. If you feel like donating to my channel, that will be in the comments as well. It's not expected, but appreciated. And I hope this helped you and that you have a good day.